For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world.
This is the main event.
Dildo Core is alive.
And kicking. Come on over here, I'll headbutt your ass a couple times. You know what I'm saying? What's up, everybody? Welcome to another very special Punch Drunk Sports. I'm here with everybody's favorite nerd dork, Johnny. No Sam, no Ari, as far as we know, but I do have my good friend, Chris Brockman, everybody.
Hey, what's happening?
From
Good to be here.
Rich Eisen Show, but more importantly, got Sarah Tiana pregnant. Very well done, sir. Very well done. Beautiful child you have.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Now, Jayson, are you just saying that?
I'm not saying that. Really is an absolutely gorgeous baby. Very popular. One might even say trending. This kid has how many followers on Instagram?
Oh, man. Almost 300.
Wow.
300 followers on Instagram. Has not been alive for 300 days.
No, not even close. He's like 7.5 months. He also has 3 TV credits, which is incredible.
I know. I'm really starting to get pissed. I'm not going to lie. Now, we know that to be true because you have become the baby's daddy to a woman who is probably the quintessence of what one would call a soccer mom. Do you think Sarah's going to be a soccer mom, going insane on the sidelines of every sporting event?
Sure. First off, we're not going to let our kid play soccer, so she won't exactly be a soccer mom specifically. That's a 4-letter word in our house. But I can see her if watching her watch Braves and Falcons and Georgia football games is any indication. She is going to go ape shit on the sidelines and in the stands during Cage's games. I can't even imagine.
Dude, I'm telling you, I've known your wife for probably 8 years longer than you have. And I've seen plenty of sporting events with her as well.
God, it's insane.
There's going to be fucking an entire section of cats wearing bandanas with his name on it. It's going to be fucking absolutely nuts. Now, in what order? I have so much I want to talk to you guys about. So as you know, I'm going to update you so you know what's coming, Broxy.
Okay.
I've been golfing a lot lately, and I want to talk golf with you. I noticed you have been as well.
You look great.
And these cool guys were like, hey, we're going to make you a custom golf club. Just one. So I sent them like a logo thing. And I was like, hey, this would be cool to put on there and shit like that. So I got it in the mail today. And they wanted me to do just a reveal of me opening it for the first time. And then I was like, well, if I'm doing the podcast tonight, I might as well do it live on the show while you're here. So I'm going to open it for the first time. And then I was thinking, well, and instead of making a video of that while I'm on a podcast, I'll just have these two guys zoom in. And then, so when they zoom in, I finally get to see the custom.
Oh, look at that thing!
The custom Teeb golf club that I will be cranking balls into the jungle with tomorrow. So the guys from Pajamas Golf are going to pop in a little bit when they do. Now it's terrible because I tell you, I've been looking forward to getting this club for maybe a month. I didn't know when it was going to show up. Blah blah blah. They tell me it'll be here today. Then I have the idea of doing that. So this thing has been sitting in my house for like the last 7 hours, just staring at me like a little kid that's like, go sit in front of your Christmas presents, but don't open any of them. I've been waiting 7 hours to open this, so I'm excited.
Now, do you know what club it is? Is it a putter, 7-iron, driver, 3-wood, what? Wedge? Okay.
It's a wedge. It's a wedge, and they stamp and do all kinds of cool stuff on golf clubs. Well, they'll talk about how they do it, 'cause I'm curious as to how they do it too. But I'm excited for this. But in what order? So that's kind of what's coming down the pipes. Couple commercials to get to, and then we're going to measure my dick. Hooray! In what order? In what sports are you and Sarah? Because I know both of you and Sarah are crazy. You're crazy people. You're two people I know that I'm like, these two people are crazy enough. This just might work. And now you brought a child into this world. And when I say you're crazy people, you guys are crazy about sports. You have a beautiful home that I've been to for a couple Super Bowl parties and whatnot. And if you walked in there, you would think 5 guys that have known each other since they were 14 all pulled their money together and got a house, and each room is sports themed. And so this is not going to be a kid that's not going to be around the sports world, let's just say.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to be doing plays, you know what I mean, or join the band. Let's just put it that way. I mean, he kind of has no choice. We actually updated and upgraded our living room situation. So we have the 65-inch that's above the fireplace.
And then you got one on either side.
Yeah, so we've added 2 50-inchers on either side. So our football Saturdays and Sundays, and even right now with the baseball playoffs going on. So we got the 3 at once going on in the living room. So he is just kind of –
You don't have to turn your head. You got 3 different sporting events.
No, we got the 1, 2, 3 right in a row. So, like, you know, when he's sitting on the couch, eating, drinking a bottle, doing whatever, bouncing in the chair, playing in his, you know, Batmobile, like there's sports on. So he knows, you know, even during the summertime, he loved watching soccer and golf because he loved the green of the field and the grass. So I think if we had our preference,
and do your preferences match? Is this something you've agreed
I think so. Well, Sarah, I'm kind of anti-football. Sarah wants him to be the kicker, which is like totally fine. Like he's not gonna get.
He may as well be in plays, bro.
Yeah, I know. So like, you know, he can't get CTE, you know, kicking field goals or punting. Which
he was
like Pat.
He was 10 pounds when he was
done
born.
A great job. Pat McAfee's done a great job for himself. You know,
that's one out of a lot of kickers, though.
Right, of course. So I'm kind of leaning the Brooks Koepka baseball. Like, you know, Koepka was a baseball player, and then golf was his backup. You know, pretty good backup, 4 major championships for Brooks Koepka. So I'm kind of leaning with the Koepka baseball golf. But this kid, every time we go for his monthly checkup, I keep track of all the stats. You know, it's height, it's weight, it's head size. That's kind of
and what you're like comparing it to where Herschel Walker was at that age. Was that what you're doing?
Yeah, exactly. AJ Green. Yeah. So I put them in. The, you know, baby percentage calculator website that I found, and he's been over 95% every single month.
Well, when he was born, he was like 18 pounds and he was smoking a cigar.
He was talking. It was amazing. He was like the baby in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. But he's been 99%. So he's keeping the Madden ratings right now at 99%. So if this baby by chance is like 6'5", then like, look, I'll have to talk to Trent Dilfer and Kurt Warner and some of these quarterbacks that I know, and I'll have to get him into these elite camps, and we'll go that route, but like only if he's 6'5".
Yeah, that because those camps, that's the only way to get in. We already know who the next,
like the Manning passing a camp, like all that stuff. Like I'll
that
just
kid's like how 13?
Use all the contacts I have to go.
How old's this Manning kid? How old's this Manning kid we're hearing about all the time now?
Oh, Cooper's son. So that's Eli and Peyton's nephew. Yeah. So he's a sophomore. So he's a sophomore in high school.
He's on Sports Center as a sophomore in high school all the time.
Yeah. Did you see those clips from last week? Like I already called it.
He's like, also got the dumbest name. His name is Arch, not Archie, not like Archie Jr. or whatever. No. It's Arch Manning.
No, right.
It's got to be
named after Grandpa. Named after Grandpa. So
yeah,
I'm already
Archie,
thinking.
at least. I mean, you're missing a whole.
Yeah, I know. They just cut it off. So I think he's definitely going to be the first overall pick in the 2026 draft. If I did my math right.
Unbelievable.
Finish high school, and then he has to do 3 years of college. So 2026, I think, will be his draft. He'll be the first overall pick. Just write it in now, guaranteed. And he'll probably go to the Jets because they'll suck so bad. So
where do you think he goes to school? That's perfect time for Ryan to be on his way out.
I mean, he'll go to Ole Miss. I think there's no chance he doesn't go to Ole Miss.
You think so?
Well, I know that Peyton spurned Ole Miss, but yeah. Well, it's Cooper's son, so I think Cooper go to Ole Miss too. I guess I gotta look that up real quick.
You would think that Cooper, this is the sweetest of all revenges, because he was supposedly the best athlete of the 3.
Oh, right.
And he's like a bad knee or something kept him from. And I want to say he played tight end or receiver. He was
a receiver, and like him and Peyton's when I think Peyton was a sophomore in high school and Cooper was a senior, they just destroyed.
Oh man, I can't imagine. But this will be the sweetest revenge of all for this guy. You know, because he's the one that didn't go, and then his son is like better than everybody, that all of them.
It's funny, he committed to Mississippi, but it doesn't say if he ended up, you know, because he had
he had some
condition where he couldn't play. Yeah, spinal stenosis, I think it is. Yeah. Spinal stenosis. But I don't know if he graduated. It only lists his high school here under his education, so I'm not sure.
Oh, well, maybe. I mean, I know he.
But you would think he would go to Mississippi. Yeah.
Right, and just imagine that family. Their dad is one of Ole Miss's all-time great players. Plays in the NFL. Just happened to play for the shitbag Saints for a long time, and so that's kind of just unlucky. And then his two sons are first overall picks. One of them is on the Mount Rushmore, and the other one's probably a Hall of Famer, also a two-time Super Bowl winner. And then his grandson is also going to be the first overall pick. Like, that is insane.
That's absolutely
say what you want about the Mannings, but that is just absolutely incredible.
It's like
well, remember when
stud semen that guy's got? I mean, just like
he just throws touchdowns with cum. Imagine if you're fucking. Remember when it was almost John Harbaugh versus Jim Harbaugh in the Super Bowl? It was almost Ravens.
It was.
Was it Ravens Patriots?
Yeah,
was it?
It was Ravens 49ers in 2013. That was Colin Kaepernick and Joe Flacco.
That was Kaepernick and Flacco. I remember that and thinking that the cockiest person out of all of that football, Ravens and the Niners, coaching staff all the way down to fucking long snapper, the cockiest person in that entire stadium had to be their dad, who's sitting at the 50-yard line, had to look around at 100,000 people and 200 million people around the world and goes, my balls created this moment. The reason all of this is happening on Earth right now is because I came in this lady sitting right next to me twice. 2 times I came in you, Susan, and look what I did. You're constantly busting my balls all the time. Always busting my balls about dinner. Always busting my balls about the yard. Look around, woman. Look around at what we have. Do you want another Super Bowl to happen? Keep talking shit. That's what I would say to her.
Yeah, it's like Tom Hanks in Castaway. Look what I have created.
How could you not?
It's incredible.
The average person sits at a Super Bowl. If you get to go to a game, you sit in your seat at a Super Bowl, which is probably, if you paid for it, $2,000 a ticket, some shit.
Right.
And you sit in your seat and you look around and you're with your wife or your buddy and you think, life is good. I have a good enough life that I've created the ability to go to a Super Bowl. And I'm proud of this moment. This guy came in a woman 2 times and a Super Bowl happened fucking 30 years later. That's unbelievable. This guy. That's a way bigger thing.
50 years later.
Whatever. I'm bad with numbers, Broxy. I'm bad with numbers. How's work going at Eisen now? How is that with, to anybody that doesn't know, you pretty much are the right-hand man on Rich Eisen. What's your job? You're on-air talent now, but.
Sure. So, I'm basically just a sidekick, and I'm cool with that. I call myself the villain of the show. Like, I have no problem.
You're like our Johnny. You take a beating.
Yeah,
every
obviously,
now
I'm
and
a Patriots. Yeah, I'm a Patriots fan. I'm a New England sports fan. So I understand where our place is. They hate us because they ain't us. That's kind of what we say in New England. So I'm cool just taking the punches. And Rich is a Yankees fan. He's a Jets fan, New York sports guy. So, him and I get into it time and time. We were, Yankees lost tonight. I don't know what time, when this airs, but they lost on Wednesday night. Thank goodness.
They're in trouble.
So we go back and forth. It's a lot of fun. He has obviously no leg to stand on when it comes to football, but baseball, he doesn't. Like a typical arrogant New Yorker, they just point to the 27 championships, most of which were, 2/3, 3/4 of which were, occurred before they were even born. So how they claim the 27 championships is the stupidest thing of all time. My man Johnny, you get it. You lost to the Yankees in 1996. So,
yes.
But
that wasn't the only time they lost the Yankees. Yeah.
Yeah. So it sucks, but we get along. But we're having a great time. The show's been going on. Actually, yesterday was our 6-year anniversary.
Wow. Have you been there all 6 years?
Yes, I've been there all 6 years, and then I was there. We started actually as a podcast at NFL Network in 2011. So we've actually been kicking it for 9 years together. We started out in like a room much smaller than the bedroom I'm in right now. We had like a shower curtain with our logo on it, and like these celebrities would come in and they'd be like, where are we going? They're like, oh, sorry, we're going into this 4x4 VO booth to record you with these camcorders. And but to think where we got now with a big studio on the AT&T campus, and now we're distributed by Peacock, and we're on 1090 AM here locally in Southern California, and our YouTube channel. It's crazy, man. It's crazy where we started and where we ended up and where we're still going. It's a lot of fun.
How did it go there with once COVID and all that started? Because you're a live show, but you guys are like close quarters. It's almost like a radio show if people have never watched the show. How did that happen once all that shit went down? And then what did you have to do with all that shit?
Yeah, man, it was crazy. Like right when that hit, when the Rudy Gobert stuff, we finished that week, because remember the NCAA tournament got canceled, and
should the sports world blame Rudy for that? Do you think America, there would only be like 9 or 10 deaths if he didn't touch that microphone?
No, I mean, come on, it was going to be bad. It was going to be bad no matter what.
Okay,
but
just check it. Just check it.
We actually had some scheduled time off, so we did some Zoom shows and just kind of posted them, and then we all kind of collectively discussed what should we do, because obviously we weren't going to get any more in studio guests. It's funny, one of our last in studio, we were talking about this because when was the last time you shook someone's hand or gave someone a hug?
Probably 1987, long before the virus.
I work with Sam Tripoli, so we had a guy who runs a halfway house in the studio today. That's the level of safety we're at right now. He got COVID, so there
you guys are idiots.
So we had, if you guys watch Better Call Saul, we had the actor Patrick Fabian come in. He plays Harry Hamlin. He's on Better Call Saul. He's one of the lawyers. And so
he's blonde.
The blonde guy,
yeah, he's great.
Good-looking guy, real good-looking guy.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah, very, very handsome.
He looks like
big Cleveland sports
He looks
fan.
like the kind of guy that's always like, whenever your girlfriend breaks something, you're like, damn it, and then you see them at a Starbucks together, you're like, man.
But you sort of get it because he's so good-looking.
Yeah, you're like,
all right, well,
I'd date him too.
Fine, yeah, like I do. So anyway, he was our last in-studio guest in March, and that was the last random person's hand that we shook. And so we just kind of, like I said, we took a week off, and then we kind of just decided there weren't many people in our studio to begin with. We're a small operation. There's only 8 of us. 2 of the guys work at home. 1 of the guys answers the phones in the back. And so we're like 15 feet apart as it is in the studio. So we just decided we were going to, trust each other to just go back and forth to work, take the necessary precautions, get tested every so often if you've been around other people, and keep trucking along. So we actually just plowed through and kept putting out the content because sports kind of stopped, but the NFL kind of kept going because it was the off season. So there was still the combine, there was still free agency.
With the NFL, there was still the
draft.
With the NFL, there was sort of like this blind faith that it was going to happen. So we kind of plugged our ears and pretended remember there was a time when you'd be like, am I doing a fantasy draft in 2 weeks? Yeah. Is there gonna, I'm reading fantasy magazines.
The funny thing is that the other sports had to pause where the NFL hadn't started. So they had all this lead up time to kind of figure out what their protocol was going to be.
We might have a pause.
Yeah, we might have a pause now. But then we took some time off in the summer. We took a 7-week break because we kind of switched distributors. So it was nice to get a little summer vacation and then kind of come back right as the football season was ramping up in late August with Peacock.
How's the Peacock thing going? Do you like it there? Is it any different from
it's great.
Day to day?
It's great.
What do you notice is different? Other than the little notepads they have on your desk now that look like peacocks, what is different?
The hats and the water bottles and all the swag we've gotten.
What's the difference?
Day to day, it's the same. Day to day, it's the same. It's just where you can view the show is different. So the Peacock TV app on your phones and on your televisions and on your tablets and all that stuff. And then obviously our YouTube channel. So all of that's still the same. The content's the same. We're still having fun. We're still talking sports and pop culture for 3 hours. Like today, we talked about James Bond, Henchman, for some reason. Just kind of came up. We were talking about Jimmy Butler's coffee company that he started inside the bubble.
That's so weird. Is that just out of boredom? Is that just out of like, because you got cabin fever because you're there in the bubble and your personalities are going to come through, and that's just he likes to do crazy shit.
Yeah, I guess like he's kind of crazy. I'm not a coffee drinker, so I don't really understand people's.
I would be one of the guys paying $20.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like it's no matter what size you get, small, medium, or large, it's $20.
Well, you got to go large. You got to go large then.
Right, you got to get your money's worth. But these guys are also millionaires, right? So like, if they're only in the mood for a small coffee, $20 is $20. But we kind of thought, like, if you watch Curb Your Enthusiasm this year, remember Larry was starting the Spite store a lot to Larry's, and he was looking for the perfect beans, and he found them at that resort in Cabo. So it's like, is Jimmy Butler like breaking bubble quarantine in Orlando to like look for the perfect beans for his big face coffee company? It's like so bizarre. It's so weird, but I wouldn't put it past him.
Now, do you think this is going? I mean, there has to be absolutely no way that this doesn't spawn off to be real coffee that you can get, Jimmy, as a business business.
I think for sure this is he will have pop-up stores and little shops in Miami. There's no question.
Absolutely. If they already don't exist,
By the way, and it's kind of like, do you remember that Cheers episode back in the day when they tried to play a prank on the rival bar by switching the dollar sign instead of 50 cents to $5, and then that dude ended up cleaning up and making a shitload of money. Like Jimmy Butler could still charge $20 and everyone will pay it just to say that they got coffee at Jimmy Butler's house.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. I mean, 100%. They will charge $20 for a cup just for people to say they did it. That's why you're right. It's got to be a pop-up store.
Yeah, it'll be a pop-up like wherever on South Beach, and like, people will pay. It's insane. It's like Field of Dreams. People will come.
Yeah, I think people would definitely do that. Now, you are a huge fantasy guy. And one reason I thought of getting your fucking monkey ass in here, one, because I wanted to talk to you about some projects I want to see if your son can help me get. And two,
he's connected. You
filled in for Tripoli in the Comedy Store League because Tripoli's out this year. And I look at my shit.
Team sucks.
Oh, here it comes. Because you beat me by half a point. The worst way to lose. And then when I looked at like, who the fuck just beat me by half a point? Because, sometimes you're playing, unless it's like, if you're in like 2, 3, more than 2 leagues.
Yeah. I don't know.
You got a league that matters. You got a league that matters. You got a league that doesn't matter. And you got a league that really, really matters. And the Comedy Store one is one that matters to me. But because of the trophy that's behind the bar, and I'm back-to-back champ, and the only 3-time champ, and current back-to-back champ. So I got a lot at stake of this. And then I lose, and I'm looking, and I got Gurley, I think, and I got...
Yeah, you had Gurley.
Matt Ryan.
Tyreek Hill.
And I have Matt Ryan. And I have the ball with 10 seconds left, and I'm down half a point. And I'm thinking, all you got to do is catch it once, Gurley. Matt Ryan, I just need 10 yards out of you. One pass, anything, and nothing. And I go, God damn, did I just lose by half a point? And then whenever you lose by a point or less, constantly refreshing. Refresh. Like it's gotta be adding me one more point here any second now.
Well, you're hoping for the stat correction, like anything. Yeah, anything.
Nuts,
have you ever lost on a kneel down? I've lost on kneel downs before too.
And you got negative points because of the kneel down?
Yeah. Well, if it counts quarterback rushing yards, yeah.
Right.
That's garbage.
That's garbage. That's pretty garbage.
That is garbage to lose that way. Johnny, you have anything? Either one of you have anything you want to promote? Anything coming up on Eisen you want to promote? We'll do some dates real quick.
No, like I said, we're just noon to 3 Eastern on the Peacock app, and anytime on our YouTube channel, Rich Eisen Show, on demand. So podcast on Podcast One, Apple, everything you get your podcasts, and check us out. Follow me on Twitter at Chris Brockman. Follow Sarah and I, you mentioned, my lovely partner. We have a podcast we do called Week in the 90s Pod.
I'm going to talk to you about that in a little bit, too, because you guys have a new pod that's
you can
out.
Check that out as well at Week in the 90s on Twitter and Instagram. Check that out as well.
Guys, October 22nd, I'll be short about this because I'll mention it more, about October 22nd, Market Comedy Lounge, Valparaiso, Indiana. running my new hour. That will be free on the 22nd to come see that. November 27th, I am recording a live album called COVIDiot at the same place. That one will not be free. Limited tickets. There's only 3 tickets. So they're $800 a piece. All 3 of you will adopt me and I will live with you for the next year. Sounds like a pretty sweet deal if you ask me. So November 1st, I'll put up info for tickets. I think there's only under 100 because it's limited, but I'll be posting information about that. So come see the live taping of COVIDiot. And Johnny, like you were saying, unless you've been living under a rock, the NFL is back. And what does that mean to you, Johnny? It means NBA playoffs are also. I mean, well, NBA. It means playoffs.
I don't have
NBA
the. It means I don't have the ad read pulled up. Hold on.
Very well, Johnny. That was so professional.
I know. I didn't know we were about to do that, buddy.
Well, we're about to make money, and I've been making money with our good friends at MyBookie.
Yeah,
NFL-wise, and I've been losing money on UFC. I'm too scared to gamble on baseball. But when it comes to gambling on NFL, I've been doing pretty goddamn good.
Hey, Jayson, unless you've been living under a rock, you know the NFL is back.
Johnny, you dumb prick.
The NBA playoffs.
Smooth. By the way, that is smooth. Well,
he works on a produced television show, Johnny. And
well, I would know smooth ad reads.
And the NBA playoffs are in full swing, which can mean only one thing: it's winning.
That this read was written a while ago because the NBA playoffs are pretty much almost in the wraps. But if you want to bet on the Lakers win it all, go ahead and do that. Go to MyBookie.
Is there any chance they don't win tomorrow? They're wearing the Black Mamba jerseys tomorrow. I mean, they have to win this thing, right?
Yeah, what are they, 5-0 wearing the Black Mamba jerseys? I will say, shout out to Tyler Hero. You are truly a hero across America, and especially in my household, for hitting that last-second three-pointer last night. That got the cover of
you got a cover. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
I
know he's watching.
You're the guy in the bar who's just like, yes,
yes, and no one knows why I'm cheering. Like, why are you cheering? They just lost. Oh, no. Good teams win, great teams cover, and the Miami Heat were a great team last night.
Yeah, I love when somebody covers.
I don't know about you guys, but for me, a game is 10 times more exciting when I'm putting money on it, like we were just talking about. Sometimes I have a gut feeling about a matchup, and sometimes I'm just betting on my team because they're my team.
I never bet on my team. But you should bet on your team. But I do never bet on my team.
Yeah, his team.
But I've been having gut feelings that have been right as fuck.
Unless your team is the Falcons, then you should bet on other teams.
I've been always bet against the Falcons. That should be your new rule, teams.
That's what it
always bet against your team.
That's bet on if you're gonna bet on the Falcons, bet on the first half score.
No. Here's what you do, and this is where me and you, a good friend of yours as well, Chris Burns, has been hitting me up. You know, he's calling me TB the Greeky. He'll text me, hey,
he's been texting me his bet slips each week.
Oh, you know where those come from? Me and our good friends at MyBookie. That's where they've been coming from. He's been hitting me up every week. If he says those are his picks, he's a lying goddamn prick.
Let me finish this read. Regardless of whether you've been betting for years or you're ready to play for the first time, MyBookie is your best bet this season. With the biggest online selection of bets and props, they've made it simple to win. This is the fucking and easy to withdraw your money. Right now, they've got a $100,000 super contest for only $10. Think about that, Jayson. $10 entry, $100,000 super contest.
Brent Billiken won $1 million last year.
Yeah.
$1 million bucks. Yeah. One day he's just some dumb fucking prick idiot. Next day, he's a rich, dumb fucking prick idiot.
And they're giving away $5,000 in cash prizes every 4 weeks. You'd be crazy not to invest in your sports knowledge with that kind of potential return on your investment. Okay, you too can sign up at MyBookie. Just use the promo code PUNCHDRUNK to claim your 100% deposit match, all the way up to $1,000. That means if you put in $100, they'll give you another $100.
That would give you $5,000. I'm not good with numbers, but that is a sweet deal, Johnny.
Yep, NBA, NFL, MLB, they've got it all on tap, and it's never too late to get started on your winning season exclusively at MyBookie. That's MyBookie.com or MyBookie.ag. Either URL will get you to the right place. So
awesome. It's time to bet. And I'll be tweeting my picks. Yeah, I've been telling Burns everything every bet Burns has made, he has been hitting. And now he's doing bet without. He just hit me up like 10 minutes before the show. How's football shaping up this week? TB the Greek.
Oh yeah, he always sends me a list and is like, "How are you feeling about this?"
Me too.
I'm like, "I feel better if you give me a cut."
Well, that's what it is too. He even one time said he had like 3 weeks in a row, and I mentioned that all 3 things that he hit on were all 3 of my picks. He's like, "Yeah, man, I'm gonna have to send you a cut."
You know, one of the best sources for picks.
I bet $1 million he doesn't send me $20.
Has he ever sent you anything?
A headache.
One of the best sources for
a bunch of annoying texts. That's what he said. You know what he sends me? A bunch of annoying texts. He's the guy that's like, hey, man, he cheats off your homework in class all through high school and then goes to Harvard, and then you go to Ball State, and you're like, how'd this motherfucker go to Harvard with my grades, and I got into Ball State? That's who Chris Burns is.
That's a good point.
Not to mention he's a black bastard. Right, Johnny?
I really wanted to hear Johnny's point, but you just kept going on and on about this.
Yeah, you really don't like this guy.
Johnny, when did you get here?
I don't even remember what I was going to say. Oh, Sure Dog. They have such good tips on Sure Dog. Their event previews. They don't really give them out for gambling, but yeah, their UFC event previews are like printing money. They're really good.
Really?
Yeah, they're really good.
Well, that guy knows his shit.
I don't know if it's Jeff Sherwood or like the staff that works.
I think it is Sherwood. Well, yeah, it could be his staff writers. Johnny, let's get these guys in because I'm going to open this club that I've been looking at forever.
Okay. Well, I'll send them the invite and then just vamp until we get them in.
Yeah, but so Brocky, have you been golfing? I noticed.
Oh man, so I've been trying. Look, obviously it's tough with a 7-month at home, but Sarah has been super cool about giving me some time to hit the links and kind of take my get some athleticism out there and try to improve myself and improve my game. And so I'm down to a 12.7 index right now. So I've been playing on the weekends. And I got to tell you, man, golf is the greatest, most frustrating thing I've ever done in my life. I played 3 sports growing up, all throughout high school and college. 3-sport athlete. I was quarterback of the football team. I was captain of the basketball team, and I was a starting third baseman for the baseball team.
Wow!
Nothing I've ever.
I was on the women's also 3-time sport women's swimming team.
Yeah.
I was a mascot of a rival high school. They didn't even know I never even went there. And then I drove an ambulance at night.
I was a pickup hoops legend at Syracuse. I won an intramural flag football championship, and I played a year of college baseball. Golf is the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life.
What kind of golf are you a club thrower? Do you break things?
You know, I think when I first started out, so I started playing when I was like 18. And then I didn't but it was like off and on. I'd probably play a handful of times a year. It wasn't until the last few years Callaway became a sponsor of our show. And so I was able to procure myself some brand new sticks via the great people at Callaway. Thank you so much.
Wow.
I love Callaway. And so
free sticks.
Free.
You gotta
free.
Nice.
And so ever since then, I've gone balls to the wall, like just range practice, playing as often as I possibly could. Before the baby came, I was trying to play twice a week. And so, basically cut my handicap in half. And it's just nothing you do where you do it so perfectly and beautiful on one shot. And you're like, that was amazing. Like, why can't I do that every time? Yeah. And then you have a simple 100-yard approach shot and you hit 8 feet of dirt in front of you and it goes 4 yards. And then you're like, what the fuck? Like, come on. I could have had a birdie putt.
Have you ever felt like baseball,
You're describing my summer.
And I feel like the baseball swing really fucked up my golf swing, knowing how to swing a baseball bat. Like it really.
Well, the funny thing is it's the complete opposite, right?
I know,
so Like in baseball, your front foot you lift and step with your front foot to swing, but in golf it's your back foot that pivots. And so
I get too wristy with the golf club, from baseball. It just kind of
right, right. Because baseball, you're trying to turn over the hands, and golf, you're trying to keep the wrists flat.
And back when I played, you were doing the chop down on the ball. They teach now everybody's upper handing the ball in baseball, but
now it's launch angle and all that crap. But so it's just but they're always no matter what, every single round, there's always just a handful of shots where you're like, okay, that's what I need to focus on.
I'll think about one.
And that's what brings you back to the next round.
Well, I'll think about one or two. I mean, very similar, exact same thing. It started back when I got here in April. It was the only thing that you could do. It was literally the only thing you could do if you wanted to get out and do something. And there was these, my mom knew these, my mom's best friend was playing once a week with these old timer guys. They're like, a couple of them are in their 80s, but they've been golfing together for like 60 years, a couple of these guys.
Yeah.
And so they're not like, I mean, they talk a lot about what they used to be able to do. And now what they're limited, but they're good golfers. I mean, they beat me fucking a lot of the time.
Old man golf is amazing because, obviously they're not hitting it long, but they always hit it dead straight. So,
I'd kill to be able to do that.
Yep.
They'll hit it 125, 150 yards with their driver, but it's always in the middle of the fairway. Whereas, my driver might go 260, but it's kind of like DeChambeau. Like I don't know if it's going into the other fairway on the right, whether it's going over the river on the left. It's basically flip a coin at this point where my driver's going.
Exactly. Yeah. So,
but it's going to go far. It's going to be out there. I just, if it's straight, maybe not. I don't know.
That's how I feel about Johnny. I mean, is he straight? I don't know. Maybe.
Really reached deep for that one, huh, buddy? Really just went right deep into the bag of tricks.
That was just right here. He laying on the ground, the fruit hit you in the face with the low hand.
Sometimes you just got to go for it. Well, so I started playing with these guys once a week.
Yeah, so how's your game right now? I've never really seen you play at all or seen your swing.
I haven't. I just go to courses and hang out. I don't really play golf per se. No, so I started very young, like you, I played in high school, played in college. Just when the summer weather came around, I would go through a 2-month phase where I would pay 3 times a month.
Exactly.
And then it gets cold, and you never really get just good enough to be dangerous.
Can't get better like that.
Dumb shit,
you can improve. Yeah.
So then I started playing with these guys and then I got a golf coach. And then I started playing outside of these. So I play every Tuesday with these guys religiously.
Okay.
I haven't missed one the entire time I've been here. So probably 22 rounds with these guys.
Amazing.
And then I go see the golf coach when I got I can't. I have problems every time I'm in a bunker, or I can't hit my fucking irons off a tee box. I wouldn't see him every week. I would collect problems for 2 or 3 or 4 rounds. And then go to him and work on all that shit for 2 hours, and then go out for 3 or 4 more rounds and develop bad habits. And then because I paid for 4 2-hour sessions or whatever. And so I didn't just go 4 days in a row. I would play 4 or 5 rounds and then fucking yeah, Johnny, and then play one of those fucking guys. Go see Randy, my golf coach. He was Gail Sayers' golf coach. Guy likes to get a little yappy. He's one of those guys. But in this area, the minor league Cubs are on there in South Bend here, and they're right outside Chicago. So he was Carlton Fisk's golf coach. He was a bunch of people. Is this Nick?
Carlton Fisk's golf coach. That's like being,
Stevie Wonder's dog. Nick Slavin, everybody.
Golfer, Carlton Fisk, is he a famously good golfer?
He said he's all right. He didn't really mention anything. He talked about Gail Sayers a lot. And that was even before he died. He's like a name-dropping kind of golf coach. Because I don't know.
It's the ultimate sport
Why not?
for former pros, though, right? Like former pro athletes and other sports. It's great because you can just keep going on until you're.
Oh, man, just watch the Tahoe tournament, the celebrity tournament. It's all quarterbacks and pitchers, like Tony Romo and Mark Mulder and John
Romo's
Smoltz.
a hell of a golfer. He's damn
those
good.
Guys win that tournament every year. It's crazy. Larry Fitzgerald,
has anybody ever made the jump from from pro in another sport to kind of after?
No, I remember Dan Marino. I mean, obviously Romo has tried out for the US Open.
Yeah.
You talking about took for golf?
Times.
Yeah,
but he's never made it. I mean, even Jerry Rice and Dan Marino tried to make the Champions Tour, and even they couldn't do it.
You would think hockey players maybe would be.
Yeah, there are a few who are pretty good, I think.
I will say I used to play in this. We play in this celebrity tournament out here for charity for the Red Cross, and Marty Fish, remember him, the tennis player?
Yeah, red hair. Yeah,
he is amazing at golf. He made our team win, and we got the first place with these travel bags. So I have these travel bag for my golf clubs now because Marty Fish basically birdied every single hole at Lakeside.
I got to get me in one of these tournaments. I'm starting to think.
Yeah, it's super fun. We've played with Anze Kopitar before. One year, Pete Sampras was our athlete celebrity. Pretty fun. It's a fun time. We get set up through the Red Cross out here in Southern California.
Yeah, that's what I need. I need the common. You know what I really need? I need to be in a country club. That's just it. The Teeb needs to be in a goddamn country club.
Yeah, your personality and your
I need to boss people around.
General likeness. Yeah, you're perfect for the country club lifestyle.
That's what I'm thinking, baby. That's exactly what I'm.
You're basically you'll have a place to shower. So,
Johnny got me good there. We'll be right back right after this break. Ooh, you know what? I take that as a compliment. Your honor. So, anyways, Brock, and then we want to say what's up to my buddy Nick and then Slavin, right? Am I pronouncing everything right?
Yeah, you got it right.
Hell yeah! Now this is a guy that. His buddies, his company made me this golf club, so I'm going to open. It's been sitting here forever. But I was just describing to Brockman the golf game. So my handicap went from something, and I started playing. Here's the important part, Chris. I started playing serious as fuck. I'm talking about no. Anything is these 5 hours that I get to go golfing, and I'm golfing super early in the morning during a pandemic. So the sun's coming up in the fucking farm area of the Midwest on these nice courses, and I'm the only people at this fucking thing. It's so goddamn peaceful in a crazy time of the world. And I'm like, I'm going to take this so seriously, and just like an experiment. And I got one of those apps, the one I use to Swing U. Paid for $5.99 a month, and it keeps every stat that I do. When I finish a hole, I'm like, was I on the fairway or not? Was I left? Was I right? Was I fat? Was I thin? Was I in a bunker? Was there a penalty? And then you just go yes, no, yes, no. Next hole, right? And it GPSes it. So it's been keeping all of my stats. So I went from a 36 to a 20. Right now I'm a 22 handicap.
Well done.
Right now.
And you're keeping it real, right? Like playing by the rules, no mulligans.
I'm talking about if it goes under a tree, I don't hook it out with my club and kick it on the fringe and hit it. I fucking take a drop and take a penalty. Like really, really, really keeping. If I'm behind a tree, if I got to hit it backwards fucking 10 yards, I'm pissed about it, but I do it just to see. Because everybody's played 109 golf, and then you're telling people 95 because of all of the, if this didn't happen, I don't really count that one. And then this, that, all those this and that's is a huge difference if you're really, really trying to play golf. If you're not out there smoking pot, knocking down some beers, which is a great time to do that. But if you're really being serious about playing golf and really, really playing it just to play it, those 8 or 9s, I don't know. I don't really count that. Is a huge difference to your point, Chris, where you're like, it's a maddening game.
It's maddening.
It's the only thing. It's the only because you have to be so incredibly present. If not for your shot, if in your shot you can't have anything. How many times have you been like, I've had a bug, like a gnat-sized bug, like a little dot, and I'm about to hit my driver. And this little bug will get on that ball, and I'm looking at it, and then it'll fly away. And on my backswing, I'm thinking about that stupid bug, and I hit a fucking weird drive, and I'm like, why didn't I just step away from my ball and then reapproach it because I know I'm sitting here thinking about this bug now when I was just thinking about my shot.
Yeah, that's because you're a nihilist, though, right? You just respect life, and you're so concerned.
No, I
about
wanted to kill. Absolutely wanted to kill it. I was mad it left. I was like, God, I was just about to explode this motherfucker.
I think for my playing, how I play out there, just focus for 85 to 90 shots for 18 holes is so incredibly difficult.
Yeah.
And that's something I try to do. And I obviously fail every single time because inevitably there's 1 or 2 sevens on the card, which you just can't avoid because look, we're amateurs. You know, you're a 22, I'm a 13. And even still, it's like, I just can't keep that focus for 18 holes for 4.5 hours for 85 to 90 shots.
It's
so difficult.
It's so easy to overtrain where you have too many thoughts, swing thoughts. Like you're thinking, okay, I gotta do this, and then I gotta set my hands, and then you just.
When I keep it simple, it's way better. When I'm like, man, those last 4 shots, I wasn't thinking about shit, and they're all usually really good. That's the other thing about golf is it's the #1 sport for unsolicited advice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every time you're playing with anybody, they got to tell you something about something. And unless I know the people that I want to be hearing advice from. You know what I mean? And they don't want to play with me. Court McCown and Rannazzisi, those guys, one's a scratch golfer, one's a fucking 5 handicap, I think. They don't even want to play with me. Those are the people I want advice from. I don't want someone with a higher handicap than me telling me about my fucking backswing.
You'll also get contrary.
Where you're supposed to have your feet or
Yeah, but you're going to see a lot of success, too, playing with someone who's just 10 strokes better than you in a handicap because you're closer to that than you are someone who's a 5.
Yeah.
Somebody who's a 5 is going to give you some advice that's like, way more advanced than you are, and you're going to try to do it and then just mud through a round thinking that you've got to shallow your drop it in the slot and shallow your swing, and you don't even know how to take the club back properly. So, there's a little bit of both in that.
That's a great point. That's a great point, Nick. Like the guy that I play with most often, for the last couple of years, one thing, he's like a 7 or an 8, and so he's I've played with him before where he shot like 78s, and it's just like, damn, you are really on fire today. And it's just like you try to see what he's doing to like, okay, well, I should do more of this and more of that, and like how he plays. Like he hits his second shot, no matter where his tee shot goes, his second shot is so incredible where he always gives himself a chance at par. And so that's one thing in the last couple of years that I've tried to like, okay, make sure you hit a good second shot where even if you're not going to get on the green, like don't try to hit a shot that you don't have in your bag, like on a long par 4. Just play it like a par 5. And if you can get it close and maybe make a long putt, hit a close chip, maybe you'll have a par. But 5 is a good score on a 440-yard par 4 when you don't have that 200-yard second shot in your bag. And so it's just like you said, like learn from someone who's a little bit better than you because you are closer to them than someone who's, shooting even par.
Yeah, it helps to play with someone worse too, because you can see the things you used to do that they're doing. And there is kind of that's what's interesting about the sport. You can play with anybody, no matter what level they are, and you can take something away from it if you just don't, emotional control is probably my biggest issue, and get frustrated, and that's part of it. And then you start to get a little better, and then you can't manage the success. And I text Teeb this week, and I had shot 1 under through 4, the first 4 holes. And I did not know how to handle that. I knew it was coming, and I didn't know how to handle it. And when it went off, it went off. I put up, plus 10 from, hole 10 to 15 and managed to net par out. But I was like, it's just like, is this how it's supposed to work? I don't know what's happening right now. And when it come off the rails, it came off pretty hard. So
my favorite pitching wedge is still in a tree in North Carolina. For what it's worth. I'm not even joking. Yep. It really is.
What's the worst way you've ever fucking broke a club or done anything stupid on a golf course? I did chuck a fucking 5-iron into a lake one time. Not this year, but maybe 2 seasons ago golfing when Ari and I were going to play for all those high stakes where you had to watch every episode of Whitney. Artie and I played a round of golf, Brockman, where the loser had to watch every episode of Whitney in 48 hours.
Well, you guys are insane with your bets. So,
22 episodes.
Yeah, that's network, buddy. That's a lot of episodes.
22 episodes in 48 hours I had to watch.
Did you do? How was it? Was it a good show? I've never seen it, but
I'll say this: about 3/4 of the way in, Teeb didn't have any pants on, and he was just waving it. He did it live, and he was just waving his dick around for the people watching on Paris.
Oh yeah, I forgot to say I had to live stream the whole thing, and he's right. I did get my dick out on it
for a lot of it. Yeah,
not a lot of it.
Yeah.
And I couldn't drink or smoke pot, and I couldn't drink or smoke pot. And I get to break once.
Did you have to watch the episodes consecutively?
Yes. Because that's the only way you're going to get. It's 12. It was 12 and a half hours of material that you had to watch in 48 hours.
Did you have to watch commercials?
I think
you were watching on the
streaming
app, right?
thing. Yeah, there was like a streaming.
Oh, okay. Did you fast forward through the opening, like theme song or credits? You had to watch that each time?
That's critical.
That's when I smoked a cigarette.
Okay.
That would be on, and I could go on the porch, but I still had to be able to see it from the porch. That was the rule. Oh, it was the worst one. But anyways, when I was training for that, when I lost, and that's when I RB'd by like 6 strokes or something, but I chucked a 5-iron into a lake. Doing that.
Did you go get it?
No, I didn't want it. That was a breakup. That was like a really bad breakup at an airport. We both knew we would never be seeing each other anymore. What about you guys? What's the worst thing have you ever cracked one around a tree or anything?
That's amazing.
I've done that too.
I don't think I have. I think just recently I used to have one of those giant cart bags, and so they were really pretty durable. So after, if I chunked one, I would take a few swings at the golf bag, with the 5-iron.
Do you ever think that maybe do you ever pretend it's Tiana? Be honest.
No, but our son definitely, if he can't figure something out, he just starts whacking his high chair tray or the ground, and Sarah just looks at me and goes, "Yeah, he's your son." I'm like, okay, well, good. At least there's no confusion.
Yeah, I've got a 6-iron somewhere in the woods at River Wash Country Club. Topped one on a par 3, and I would like to know the yardage of the club because it went way farther than the ball, and it actually went across. It actually went across a driveway down into some woods, and I'm down there on someone else's property at this point looking for a 6-iron, and had to swallow my pride, and go back to the cart and figure out I was going to play the rest of the round without my 6. But is there not any more awkward feeling though when someone in your group has a complete, unexplainable type of meltdown, and then if that's ever happened for you, that kind of helps you control those moments because you're like, yeah, I felt when it's like a guy broke his driver head at a company outing, and that's an awkward cart ride when you're his partner.
I hate golfing with people that are like not bad. I guess bad sports is what I'm saying, but I'm like, dude, the PGA Tour guy is not going to come out of the woods and be like, you know what? I saw that 8th shot that you had.
Right.
Unbelievable.
That's kind of my philosophy now. I I'm not a professional. I'm just out here. I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to have a good time while I'm doing it.
I was trying to have a good time, and now I'm trying to get better.
But also I want to play well, so I kind of cut all of that out. A couple weeks ago, one of our buddies he gets like that, super intense, and so he did the thing where he ping-ponged his sand shot over the green, and then he chipped it back over the green, and then he did 2 putts up and back because it was sloped, and he was getting so mad. My other friend, we looked at each other and we're like, this dude's gonna have a heart attack at 50 on the 4th hole because he's doing shit like this, and then it's just gonna be like an Entourage where the guy just dies on the green and then everyone just leaves him. That's
how my grandfather died. That's how my grandfather died. On a golf course. I swear on my life.
Really?
He was a big-time golfer. and a polar bear got him. No, I'm kidding.
No,
but he really did die on a golf course. He was a big-time golfer, golfed with the same guys all the time, and then was playing like shit, and it was shooting in the 70s all the time. He was a great golfer, playing like shit. It tells them, hey, fucking go ahead. I'm going to go back and re-hit that shot. He never fucking shows back up. They go back, and he was just sitting under a tree, dead as a doornail.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Totally true. It just happened this morning.
The best golfer I used to play with regularly, like he's.
No, I was like 10 years old, but that's how I swear to God, that's how he died. It's funny. No, it's
I guess if it was a peaceful, death, then why not?
But it sounds like he was having a meltdown that day because of this goddamn sport. I'm the same way. I don't care. I'm not getting upset and throwing all these tantrums because I'm like you. I'm just trying to get better. Some of them had a bad hole. I just know, okay, fucking here comes a snowman, and nothing I can do about it. Next hole, on to the next hole. But
yeah, but what happens to you a lot of times though is you start to get proficient in a certain thing, and then all of a sudden you're going to be in a round and you can't do that thing.
That's what I hate.
And that gets you because your expectations are so high of yourself at that point. Like sand traps, like that was one of the things I figured out first. And man, there was a round this year where I don't think I could have pitched one out by hand. I mean, I was like, did I forget how to set up for this? And I may have thrown some sand around, getting out of the hole there, a little Patrick Reed action. I think that's where some of those meltdowns come from.
Well, do you ever do you ever get a thing like a swing thought in your head that just fucks up everything about your swing? Like you kind of can feel like a little extra loop or something in your hands, and it just your whole swing melts down from there. I
couldn't get this tick out of I couldn't get this tick out of my head. Only when I would drive, and I guess it's just like a power thing. But every time I would backswing, I'd be like, "Women shouldn't vote," and then it would fucking. I'm telling you, man, my shot. I was going left a lot.
Yeah, that's a running joke with my group. Is you get behind the ball and you tell yourself, just swing easy. The club does the work, and then you draw back, and it's "I hate you, Dad," and every emotion that you had as a teen with angst comes out, and
you never loved me.
Yeah, you just try to smash the face in.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna open these clubs, dude. Let's open these.
Oh man, I want to see this thing.
Yeah, and before you start to open those up too, Julian couldn't make it, and I just kind of want to like straighten this out. Like I'm just a conduit of good deeds here. Big fan of Teeb's, and Julian is Pajamas Golf. He is Pajamas Golf. Just an incredibly talented individual and way smarter.
Talk about what they do while I cut this box open. But anyways, the guys at Pajamas Golf are cool enough to make me this golf club. I've been tweeting about it, and I haven't opened it all day. We talked about it earlier on the show.
Should be in the bag of bets.
Yeah, it felt like I lost a bet. So talk a little bit what they do while I open this bitch.
Yeah, so like I said, Julian's just kind of a small operation at this point, and that's kind of the Pajamas Golf is he's doing this in a spare room, in his pajamas. But he, I met him through Facebook, and he done a putter for me. Big fan of Teeb's, big fan of the show, and seeing where he started taking his golf seriously. I started doing some clubs myself. I'm not where Julian's at even close, and so I've learned to do a few things, but reached out to Teeb, let him know that I would be willing to try to do something for him if he wanted it, and then just kind of dawned on me to kind of connect the two, get some Julian some publicity and help Teeb out with his golf game and do something that shows his appreciation as a fan, of course, and I think you're really going to enjoy it. And if you can see the degrees on the heads, I'm not sure I wrapped them up, but if you got them, have you got it open yet?
Hang on, yeah. 3 clubs, by the way.
Yeah,
look at you.
Start with the 58 and work your way down.
How many times have I said that?
You thought this was just going to be a lob wedge, right, Jay?
Yeah, that's right, Johnny. Johnny, good job. Way to keep the show moving, huh? That was good. That was a good, legit question there.
Joe Kelly's on the mound. The Dodgers are up 6-5, bottom of the ninth, top of the ninth, rather. Bases loaded.
Oh, so by the way, it was 6-3. They scored.
And the game's over.
They scored 2 in the ninth, huh? Oh, is it over?
Yeah, Kenley Jansen loaded the bases or was blowing up, and then they brought in Kelly.
Oh, shocking! Did you see Bellinger rob Tatis of a home run?
They can't stop showing it. Yeah, that was amazing.
Oh my God, that was incredible.
Got it so high. Yeah.
Nick, what's your favorite wedge to hit?
58 is what I go to. It just seems to be where my range is quite a bit. I actually had a chip in Sunday, which it's been a minute since that's happened. That was a redeeming.
How far?
Yeah, that was a redeeming portion of the round. But
how far?
Yeah, I like a 50. Oh, how far?
Yeah,
I was just off the green, probably, I don't know, 10, 15 yards, maybe something like that.
That's awesome. I had one of those.
My favorite wedge is my 9-iron.
Awesome, dude. Wow. That is fucking badass.
Well, you got to show us, Jayson. Come on, dude.
I don't know.
Yeah, all we see is your blown out face.
I don't know how I'm going to be able to get these. Wow, that is amazing, dude. So the 58, let me see if I can cover
Yeah, you
this.
might have to put something in front of that lamp.
These are incredible, dude.
You're not getting any other use out of that shitty Falcons towel up there. Put that in front of the lamp.
Oh, Falcons fan too. It's a hard life. Yeah, that's for sure.
Oh, are you? I'm sorry, buddy. I'm a Panthers fan.
You get used to it.
See that, Johnny?
Sick. Yeah, wow. That's amazing.
That is awesome. Wow.
It's your whole Jayson Thibault logo, right? The back.
Wait. Yeah, that's the 58. And this one is the 54 that says Red State Teeb.
That's
awesome.
so cool, dude. That's so sick.
Wow, check that out.
You realize you're not good enough golfer to have these clubs, right?
And this, look at this.
No,
but this,
definitely not.
and this is the 50, and it's the Arizona State logo, and it says "Enjoy it" and positive energy for old Brody.
Oh man, that's cool.
Oh, no way. That's badass.
Oh, that's sweet, dude. Wow.
Well done.
How awesome is that?
Golf clap. A golf clap.
Dude, amazing, bro. Thank you so much. That's so rad. That's super awesome.
Like I said, I was just kind of the conduit in this. Julian and I were kind of discussing like what some ideas were around the show, and in full disclosure, Julian was he wasn't aware of Punch Drunk so much. He's a fan now, but Red State Teeb's still my favorite. That and Teeb and A. Smith. It's kind of this brother.
Smith.
Hey, this brother. This brother was getting real close to getting on one of those wedges, and I thought about it, and I was just like, I know how close you were with Brody. I think if he was still here, he'd probably be happy to see your efforts in golf, and I thought that was just a cool way to kind of play some homage to him.
And out of respect to Brody, if I hit this 50 really bad, I'm killing myself.
Oh man!
Well, awesome, dude. Thank you for popping in. Thank you for that, man. And I'll shout you guys out on social media. Thank you, brother. You're the best, dude.
Hey, appreciate you guys. I'll leave you guys to it. Enjoy being on.
Oh, thanks, man. That was so rad.
Thank you.
Be well, man. Hit him straight.
Take it easy, brother.
Oh yeah.
How badass is that, dude?
That's so sick.
Wow, that's.
Well, I thought they were
You
just
do
sending
not
me that
deserve
one.
these clubs.
I thought they were
No,
just
without question, you're not good enough to have those. I think you should just give one to each of us.
Yeah.
I'll take that 50.
You got it. And it's probably best that I don't have it. Johnny, I got big news. We got a new sponsor.
Go on.
This is a good sponsor. I think I'm happy with these guys. Once again, from our good friends at Rannazzisi Corp. It's the special KKK cereal. That's right, racist cereal. No chocolate in my morning. They say go back to the bowl you came from. Okay. So start your morning white. Thanks, special KKK cereal.
Is it vanilla cereal, by the way? Is that the flavor?
I just like the saying start your morning white, Johnny.
Yeah, I know.
Special
I knew it was
cereal.
all about that. That's where you started, right? Start your morning white.
Yeah,
that was the starting point for the whole thing. Yeah, I figured.
But wait, Johnny. What about this tag? Well, this one. What about the old? Go back to the bowl you came from.
Yeah,
what about that one, Johnny.
Yeah, that's. Oh.
All right.
Hopefully, my bookie won't listen this far into the episode.
Well, then they're not gonna. Then they're gonna love our other last new sponsor, and then I want to get into another quick segment, and then I want to talk sports, and then we can all go to bed because I am golfing in the morning. I'm so excited about these clubs. And then I want to get into.
I'm so jealous. I'm playing on Saturday. Thank goodness. It's been.
Dude,
2
you
weeks.
should go to their thing. You should go to their Pajamas Golf, their website, or not website, or probably website, but I just know it from Instagram. But dude, the Tar Heel, they had all these ones that they do.
Instagram. Let me check. I'll try to get on that right now.
Just custom clubs. Yeah. I'll send you a picture of this badass one of this. It was at UNC on it, and it was just all different years in that Tar Heel color the different championship years.
Yeah, okay. We have a lot of them, so it has. It's probably, was it a driver?
No, it was a wedge.
A lot of titles at UNC, my friend.
Rannazzisi Corp. And we have one more sponsor that I want to make sure got their things in. Oh yeah, this is a good sponsor.
Oh yeah, I see here. Okay, go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, sure. We just want to
go ahead with this incredibly legit sponsorship, please.
Yeah, this is one of our new sponsors. Hey guys, how many countless times have you been in a wigwam when somebody walks up with a one? Oh wait, hey, I'm sorry. Hey guys, how many countless times have you been in a wigwam when a woman with a wig with a weave on it walks by? What? Why? We wonder. Well, we'd like to welcome our new sponsor, the Wigwam Weave Wig Whistle. Anytime you see somebody wearing a wig, when you're in a wigwam with a weave on it, you can get the Wigwam Weave Whistle. So go to www.www.com and use the code W. Thanks, guys.
I don't even know what that one was advertising for. Was it a whistle or a weave?
Apparently, it was a whistle that you could blow anytime you're in a wigwam and you see a woman with a wig that has a weave on it. That happens so often.
I don't know how I missed it.
All the time.
I wish there was a whistle. I'd like to get into our news segment with you, Brockies, and then I'm going to talk a little sports and how
I got 14% left on battery on my laptop, and I need to get some sleep.
You got it. Okay. First of all,
let's go.
Here's a new segment. Why'd you tweet that?
I love this. This is great.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And I just went through some of your tweets, Brockman, and I'm just wondering why you tweeted that.
Hope you enjoyed having a job, buddy, because this isn't going to be good. You'll see.
Wait, I didn't even. Okay. Here's one of your tweets. My girlfriend at Sarah Tiana is pregnant, which is crazy because we haven't had sex yet. If this thing is why, I'll let Tom Brady inside of me. # jokes on you. I would have done that anyway. Did you think there was a window where your kid wasn't yours? Why did you tweet that?
I would think I would do anything to let Tom Brady. Wait, can I finish this thought and still have a job?
Anybody seen the Comedy Store documentary yet?
By the way, I got fooled. I thought that was a real segment, Johnny. I got fooled. I thought that was
you were like, oh shit.
That was a real segment.
I was like, what have I tweeted in the last few months with
well, okay.
Suspect.
Then here's another one that you tweeted, which you must have been drunk because you deleted it, but I did screen capture it. On July 9th, you wrote, my side family think I'm Rich Eisen. Like for real though. Baby mama think my name Rich Eisen. Keep it on the low Twitter, #2families.
No, he says he didn't tweet that. Show him the proof, Jayson.
Yeah, no, I definitely did. Yeah. Okay, well, I guess that looks like my typewriter did that. So.
Clearly you tweeted.
By the way, we've done this 3 weeks in a row now, so this is where we're living.
Wait, hold on. And this is the last thing. Johnny, you said you're a Panthers fan?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so before I get to the Panthers, Teeb,
who are going to beat the Falcons? They're going to beat the Falcons.
In 30 seconds or less. Yeah, you guys are playing each other. In 30 seconds or less, make the case why Dan Quinn should keep his job.
You can't. Loyalty,
Arthur
quote unquote brotherhood.
Like the fire guys.
COVID. Everybody's fucked with COVID. All bets are off this year. This year doesn't count. This is a 16-game preseason. These are things you could be saying.
Except the Texans just fired their coach.
Yeah, and then I think that someone's got to start dominoes. It's like when there's zombies everywhere all around you, and we're gonna have to kill one of us and eat each other. And then when we do, it's just everyone's gonna start doing it. But no one's pulled the trigger yet. Once you do, then it's easier to do it again. Yeah.
And then Johnny, how do you feel so far? 2-2. It looks like you guys are Bridgewater starting to kind of get it going.
Yeah, I don't think he's Teddy Bridgewater, man. He's rock solid, but I don't think he's going to lead you to a Super Bowl or anything. He's kind of a placeholder until they draft somebody else. I'm worried now they're going to be a little too good for a couple of years to get a good enough pick to take a quarterback. We'll see. I wouldn't be surprised if they got blown out by the Falcons this weekend, though. Honestly, the Falcons just play the Panthers really well.
We have no secondary. Think about this. Okay, think about this. In that last Falcons game against
Julio Jones kills the Packers.
The Packers against the Packers.
Julio Jones is hurt.
Yeah, well, I know. He's on my fantasy team's killing me. He didn't practice the castle.
His hamstring has been the death of me for the last 5 years.
Do you think you should have given all that money to Christian McCaffrey?
I don't think you should ever give that much money to a running back, honestly.
Yeah, paying running backs never.
No, and when you see, look, he got hurt, and then they win 2 games in a row. So how does that make any sense?
We've seen that a lot this year.
There's so many running backs that are just good enough to start in the NFL. You know what I mean? That you don't have to pay anybody that much. No.
Rex Burkhead had 3 touchdowns the other day.
They prove it. The Patriots prove it. You do not need an elite running back to win in the NFL. You need a defense. That's what you need.
There was one touchdown of that Packers-Falcons game where Aaron Rodgers snapped it with about 8, maybe 12 seconds left on the play clock because the DBs, the safety and the corner, on the left corner, are sitting there talking to each other. And Aaron Rodgers is literally looking at 2 rookies saying, do you have this side or do I have that side? Hikes it. Jones just rolls right out to where these guys was and pretty much headbutted it to him.
Like you could have caught that touchdown. Yeah.
And here's what happened. Now the Falcons lose 3 of their DBs.
Is Casey out? Is he done?
And now he's done for the year. And now they have 3 rookies going against Aaron Rodgers in the first quarter. They never had a preseason game. They haven't played the first 3 weeks. The first time they are playing for this professional team ever is week 4 on Monday Night Football. And they're talking to another DB like it's week 1 of the preseason. Like, wait, are you over here or on an XY fly out the corner or am I? And Aaron Rodgers is like, hi.
Cool. Set hut. Touchdown.
Joe Brady's a head coach in 2 years, though. The offensive coordinator, that guy from LSU who was their coordinator, their passing game coordinator. He'll be head coach in 2 years. We'll never keep him. If Kingsbury got a job as a head coach, this guy, he's destined. We'll never hold on to him. He'll be done.
And then I don't know. Then it's going to be Raheem Morris. Then I think it's going to be Raheem Morris because
you think he's going to
Carter's got to go. Carter's got to go. He's just as bad as he's. More
look, there's 4 to 7 head coaching jobs every single year. So these guys are going to get jobs. The Texans should hire Eric Bieniemy right now.
Yes.
That's
he should have been hired this past offseason.
Like free Deshaun Watson. I have him on my team, and it's just like, let's go. Turn this guy loose.
Did I see right that they had the highest payroll in the NFL this year? The Texans and
$248 million or something.
That's unbelievable. What a waste.
They also have no first-round pick this year and next year.
I saw that Watt had a big blowout with O'Brien this week. I think that was
that was one of the main reasons they had. Basically, Bill O'Brien, that's his thing to just yell at everybody, and JJ yelled back, and then reports that he lost the
That's when it's over. Yeah, if you lose the locker room, man, it's over.
Yeah, see ya.
Especially your star guy. Chris, real quick.
Let's see. The face of the franchise or Captain Butt Chin? Yeah, see you later.
Or an unproven winner. Tell us about your pod real quick, and then let's go because I got to get up and golf in the morning with my new clubs.
Yeah, thanks. Sarah and I had a cool idea about wanting to do a podcast, and it's one of those quarantine projects that we kind of made happen. We are children of the 90s, like a lot of people. That's when we grew up. I was 10 to 20 years old then, and she was about the same, and so I actually have no idea how old she is. And so we just thought it'll be cool to take the week that we're living right now and then look back at one of the weeks during the 1990s. So every week it's a different year. This week is Sarah kind of took charge. It's our 10th episode. She looked at October 4th through the 10th, 1992. So it's fun to just kind of go back, think about what you were doing back then, where you were at in your life. I moved a lot as a kid. So like I was living in, I don't even know where I was. I was in Alaska at the time. And so it's fun to think about those years and like growing up, what you watched on TV, what the number one movie, what the number one song was, something crazy, insane that happened in the news, whether it was sports, whether it was just, like a couple weeks ago, there was a meteorite that crashed into a parked car in New York City. So we talked about that.
Oh, I remember that.
This week we talk about Steven Seagal and REM. It's super fun.
That was that happened in the 90s. A meteorite crashed into a parked car.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, not New York City, but in upstate New York. It was
like Utica or some place like that.
Yeah, something way up there in upstate in 1992. So like, we talk about that, and last week my episode we kind of talked about, it was the 25th anniversary of the OJ verdict. We hit on
I remember where I was for that. I definitely.
Where were you?
I was at Ball State University, and I was at a job screen printing T-shirts. I would just do it around classes. So I do 20 hours a week or something like that. And I was working there, and it was like we were just listening to like Howard Stern or the radio or something. And it came on, everybody stopped working. There's like 8 dudes in there. Everybody just stopped working, just stood there like, what's he gonna say?
By the way, and I was 14. And so how stupid I was like pumped that OJ got off, because this was like a famous football player and a guy I watched on TV. I didn't want him to go to jail. I didn't think that he killed anyone, so it's fun to kind of look back and think about your thoughts back then and then how you are now. And obviously,
I definitely thought he was guilty.
Really? Oh, you were ahead of the curve then.
I was probably 22. No. Oh, I was 21. I think it was about 21. What year was it?
95.
I was 24.
I saw it in my parents' bedroom. I remember watching it. Not really.
Yeah, so we talked about that. Like, my episode last week was that, and
that's cool.
That's
such a great idea for a show.
The movie Seven, and then Mariah Carey had the number one song. So we just talked about how insane that movie was and how insane she is.
Seven was the 90s?
Yeah, Seven was 95, October.
Wow. I'm fucking so fucking
that
old.
Was a great movie or rental.
And that was one of the first movies with the like big twist surprise ending,
That was a good movie. What's in the box, man?
What's in the box?
You can't help but think about, oh no, my God. That movie like really conjures up real feelings.
Yeah.
Like when you're watching that scene,
it's fun. It's fun. So we do it every week, and we it's a different year each week, and obviously, we're moving forward through the calendar. Yeah, you can check us out, Week in the 90s Pod, on anywhere you get your podcast, Apple, Spotify, Google, anywhere. And then also our YouTube channel, Week in the 90s Pod. Check us out.
You box yourself. You can only do this for 10 years, right? So 10 years.
Right. So we got a 10-year shelf life. Okay. 10-year shelf life.
Sure
we'll see. I'm sure it'll be something different. We won't be doing podcasts in 10 years, so we'll see.
You will be doing it. It'll be something different. It's going to be something with robots and robot wives.
I mean, nobody saw TikTok coming, right?
Yeah.
No, unfortunately, no, we didn't. I didn't. All right, Johnny. Well, good luck with your Braves. Lose, Dodgers. Lose, please. Lose, Dodgers.
Congrats.
I hope. And we'll see. We're down to the guys who can't pitch now, so we'll see how that goes.
Just got to get one of them. All right, guys, you're the best. Suck it.
All right.